Welcome back to the show. So obviously cold temperatures, snow on our roofs. Our houses are working extra hard to keep our families warm. And if you're finding ice dams on your roof, a lot of icicles, well, Steam Master can help. And I've got Tim Herbst here, and he is one of the ice dam specialists. I like to call you that. I know
yes,
that's really not
there
your
you
official
go.
title.
Hey, Mark.
You all do it all over there at Steam Master.
Great seeing you again.
Yeah, nice to see you.
Yes, so ice dams. This time of year, it's the cooler temperatures.
Where are people going to find them first? Like, are they going to be along the roof lines?
Yeah, they're going to be along the roof, along the gutter, where the roof overhangs the house.
Okay.
That is where it starts. And basically, a quick explanation on a roof dam, how it occurs is you're heating the house this time of year. The heat is rising. It gets up into the attic, either for the lack of insulation or poor insulation. The attic heats up. It warms the underside of the roof. With all this wonderful snow we're getting, there's a blanket of snow on the roof, which is actually acting as an insulation blanket. And that heat from the attic warms that lower level, lower layer of the snow. It melts, it goes down the roof. When it reaches the overhang, it freezes, and that causes a frozen dam that starts to build. As that builds, it creates a reservoir where that water sits, and it eventually goes under the shingles. And that's, there you go. There
and honestly, Tim, the last thing you want to do is get up there with a chisel and try to chop it all up.
Yeah, you're just going to damage your roof,
And then you're in a world
I've heard
at
of
that
different
point.
remedies of how to do it. You can put rock salt in a sock and throw that up and really just try and break in the dam.
Okay.
And but that is that's the result of an ice dam is icicles. You start seeing icicles, you got to worry a little bit.
No, truly, and I was talking about that with some of my employees here the other day. We were walking through a community and looking at the icicles, and I'm just talking about how that's coming from the heat escaping out of the house.
That's exactly true.
And you had a really good point. We talked off camera. If you have an attic that is not a functioning attic, it's just an attic, that empty space above your house, you want to make sure you insulate it at the ceiling level as opposed to the roof level inside the attic, because you want to keep that heat down and not try to keep that heat in that attic area, right?
Correct, yeah. You keep the heat in your home where you want it, and don't let it escape into your attic.
Right.
You're using energy for the heat tapes, and really, if you just insulate your attic really well, that's the best way to avoid this thing. You want your attic to be almost the same temperature as the outside air.
Right.
So
maybe
the vents
a little
help.
bit warmer, but definitely cooler for sure.
Yeah, and that'll avoid
here's
that.
a shot of this looks like
These
my
are some of
attic,
the
my
damages
ceiling.
you'll see. Now, all this happens, and it's not really visible. You're having water come into your home, and you're not really seeing it yet. So that's after months, of a problem.
And probably in the springtime too, when the air is
Everything
warmer
melts.
and starts to melt more, and you start to things
and
start
rain.
appearing.
Then it starts to rain, and then if that heat dam or that ice dam is still there, you're really getting water. That's
Okay, so you have a special offer coming up. Let's let
we
people
do.
know what this thing is.
We do. It's an IR camera. Basically, it tells us this measures temperature. So you're seeing in cold areas that might be an indication of water. And then we verify it with a moisture meter.
This is a real moisture meter, the real deal right here. We talk about moisture meters a lot on TV. This is the real deal. What's your offer?
And this is like a non-intrusive meter too. We don't have to go and poke into the wall. We can actually measure.
Okay.
Yes. And our offer, basically, we're coming in. We're doing a 5-star inspection. We come in and check the ceilings and walls for moisture with these tools. If we're finding that, we'll go up in the attic if necessary and check out that, all for $175. These inspections for water intrusion can run up to $400. We are knocking it down. And it's just for peace of mind, you might want to come in or have us come in and take a look at what's going on, especially if you're seeing a lot of icicles and that kind of thing.
Thanks, Tim.
All right, Mark.
Good information. Good to see you.
Appreciate it.
Stay warm out there.
Try
Thanks
to.
for the information on the ice dams.
Oh, no problem.
And the moisture meter. We're going to take it to Ken next. He's got to look at your weather for the day.